Dave Dura.
Who?
Dave Dutra. I don't know what the fuck. That's the name of that WWE guy. I mean, I'm not into WWE. Oh, did you already start it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
All right. So Dave Dutra, the Battle King, professional wrestler, conquering kingdoms. So I guess he's famous for wearing a lot of eyeliner. I don't know. I mean, that's pretty good though, honestly.
I mean, they're doing well. They're on episode 54, so you know,
How?
we're on episode like.
How dare they? How dare they? They started like the same time we did. My God.
Yeah.
This is episode.
And they're like, they outsped us.
Honestly, dude, what they outpaced us. I don't know. I didn't pay for any advertising though, so
No,
it's pretty much just been organic growth, word of mouth, etc. You know. Let's see.
you lag the shit out of the fucking lag the shit.
Oh, I wasn't lagging on mine.
You lagged
so
too shit. Oh,
Edward, you gotta fix your internet. You gotta
my internet. Oh, I know why. I still have my VPN on.
Disconnect and reconnect, and then you'll disconnect and reconnect. Okay,
there we go.
Episode 59, I think. No, wait. It says episode 57. Okay, 51, 52, 53. That's episode 54, not 57. Why is it 57?
I don't know. I'm working on episode, like I'm currently editing episode 50 something. I don't fucking know.
That's what I'm telling you. Okay. See if you can speed up this one though, because I want to
release this one by Friday, because then we're going to talk about the Mandalorian and all the news that just came out this week. So I'm working on episode 56. That's what I'm working on. 56? Yeah, 54, 55.
We're only at like 55 episodes. This is supposed to be episode 56. Wait, what?
No. This episode that we're recording right now is episode 57. The one I'm working on, the one I'm editing, is episode 56.
Damn, we're only up until episode 53 released though. So 53, 54, 55. I don't see the other ones. Oh well, we'll figure it out. We'll just renumber. We'll edit it.
We'll work it out. Yeah,
exactly. And then
we'll work it in post.
Exactly, and we'll just edit this one. So this one will be. This is episode 54. Welcome back to episode 54.
Oh, so we'll just scrap everything else?
Well, we're not gonna throw them away. I just want to have this one out by Friday if we can, because it has like the Spider-Man news and everything. So okay.
Oh yeah.
Spider-Man. First thing.
Spooderman.
Got Doc Ock coming back. Alfred Molina's Doc Ock. So it's pretty good, dude. Honest. Dude, say what you want about the movies, but the villains were cast, except for Eddie Brock.
Dude, almost everyone except for Eddie Brock was cast like perfectly. Honestly. Like Peter Parker. Like, I mean, Tobey Maguire makes I don't know. Do you think he makes a better Peter Parker or better Spider-Man? Because there's an argument for both, and I think he makes a better Peter Parker than Spider-Man, and I think Andrew Garfield makes a better Spider-Man than Peter Parker.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I've still never seen The Amazing Spider-Man.
Really?
I refuse. Yeah, never seen it. Never. Okay. Seen it. I've just seen how apparently the second one ends in a cliffhanger with him swinging towards Rhino, like Paul Giamatti's bald ass going, "You want some of this, kid?" And then you see what's his name, Malcolm in the middle in the background going, "You'll never catch us." And then they spray him with the feathers.
Fuck. Malcolm in the middle.
Must have been watching the wrong Agent Cody Banks or something like that, right?
Oh, Agent Cody Banks. Yeah, that makes more sense. I was like, Malcolm in the middle. I don't remember that from that shit.
Let me see. Oh,
how do you call it?
Big Fat Liar. That's where it was, where they turned Paul Giamatti into a Smurf. Jason turns Marty blue.
No, how do you call it?
Stupid.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so I got tired of the smaller cups, so now I'm drinking coffee out of the big boy cups.
Why?
I don't know. I ran out of the smaller Starbucks cups, so now I'm using these, which are which are the same size as these. There we go. So I have 2 cups of coffees right now.
Why? Dude, eventually you're just going to have an IV drip, just pure caffeine directly into your veins is going. It's not
I need my caffeine.
Stop any time.
I'm going to be like fucking Bane and Batman Beyond.
Oh my God.
Just
honestly. No, you're going to be like Bane in The Dark Knight Rises. If your little coffee thing goes away, you're going to be like, I need my coffee.
Batman, I have the best Java beans of anyone.
Fuck, why am I looking at my friend's podcasting thing? It's just making me embarrassed.
Why?
In December, they have like over, I think, 2,000 plays. December 1st, so 8 days ago.
Let's sit and think about that.
No, fuck that. I already have enough stress from the fucking from finals.
No,
fucking want to kill myself.
Remember, don't even think of it as stress. Just think of it as us just talking into the void, and the void goes.
Oh yeah, true.
And then yeah, and then we die. That's how it happens.
You know, I'm fine with that. I was talking to my friends a while ago, and I was like, you know, every week should have a holiday just for like 1 or 2 hours, like a 2-hour holiday every week, where you just crawl under a desk and cry and scream. You know, the world would be a lot better place.
Honestly, imagine if they were like, well, I mean, I know the US would never do that, but if they were like, you get a mental health break for 2 hours every month. Take it as anytime you want, and then you're just
every month. Dude, that's how shitty the US is. It's like, my idea was once a week.
Yeah, exactly. They wouldn't even do it once a month. That's how bad.
It's like,
dude, literally European countries have like 30 plus mandatory vacation days minimum, and the US, you're lucky if you get like a week off because you have a punctured lung or something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My God.
Oh, bro, unpaid week off, mind you. Unpaid.
Honestly, dude. Yeah, it's like, oh, you want a week off? Okay, well, someone's gonna have to cover, and you're like, but I can't breathe right now, and okay, but I just want to let you know what you're doing to management and us here at the company. It doesn't reflect very well on your work ethic, so we're gonna have to go ahead and you know, knock a couple of points off your meter right there. And you're like, but I was the top performer for the last 30 years. And they're like, well, you know, that's capitalism, baby. And then they put on the glasses.
Management is just like, you know, I thought you thought of us like family. What are you doing to your family by not coming into work?
Honestly, and it's like,
okay,
if you're family, then you won't mind because I'm sick to donate into my fund, right? Well, we're not that kind of family, you know. We're like brother-in-law or something twice removed. Where if you do something, it affects me badly, but if you need something from me, nah, I'm not there.
No, I was gonna say it's like we're more like the deadbeat cousin that's sleeping on your couch. You know,
exactly.
You got to do work for us. We don't do work for you.
Yeah, we've been crashing here since the 90s, and no one's ever complained. So that's just the way it's gonna be. Honestly,
yeah, that's just the way it's got to be.
And I don't know what this has to do with Doc Ock and Spider-Man, but goddamn, I tell you what. I tell you what.
I mean that's where my headspace is, man.
Dude, every rant always ends with, every podcast is always going to end in a incomprehensible rant of just us going, and you know what? Fuck capitalism. Fuck the police.
Seize the rich.
Seize the... Honestly. Dude,
oh, man. Dude, honestly.
We should just end every podcast with the Soviet, with the Soviet theme song.
Just the Soviets. Our last words end in like the Soviet theme song, and then it slowly transitions into the end credit sound.
Broke till Friday.
Speaking about improving the podcast, I've been thinking about like looking up like robots that make music, like Emily Howell or some shit, and like using the tracks like all across the podcast. You know how some YouTube videos, like especially educational ones, have like a really thin, low like music, like instrumental music running across the background.
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking about adding that to the podcast just to like, I don't know, give it that same effect.
Because, well, it doesn't really work. I wouldn't say it works well for a podcast. Yeah, for like YouTube videos and stuff like that, because most of the time people are watching those. But even though there's a video aspect to this, we also have like, you know, some 1 or 2 listeners on Spotify. So yeah, because I mean, the podcast is mainly for like, you put it on the background, you listen to it. And if you have like a little music in the background, I feel like that might be distracting, but I know it works for YouTube because YouTube, it's like, okay, it's a 10, 20, 30-minute video that like people are watching. It's like the video essay format, and like, yeah, it's fine. But I mean, for like a podcast specifically, because it's multiple people talking, so, you know?
Yeah. But I get you. Yeah, I get you.
I'm like, I don't know if that's just me, but
I don't know. Maybe. I see your point. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. But what was I gonna say?
Anyway, Spider-Man.
Yeah, honestly, dude. So, anyways, Doc Ock, right? They're putting him back, and that's awesome because it wasn't just like, there's a rumor that Alfred Molina is coming back, you know, but it's literally like he is coming back as Doc Ock. It has been confirmed, and it's like, you know, that's insane. And I don't know about all the other rumors. With
are y'all ready for Are y'all ready for Spider?
Six?
I mean, no. Are you guys ready for Spider-Verse? I mean, Spider-Man movie Project 3.
What's Spider-Man movie Project 3?
It's because it's the joke. No, it's the joke. Yeah, it's the working title, but it's the joke because you know how there's all the like Alfred Molina's coming back as Doc Ock, fucking and then there's rumors that like Tobey Maguire and fucking Andrew Garfield are coming in. So everyone was just like, oh, this is just gonna be Spider-Verse. And so the joke that's been going around the internet is Spider-Verse, but they cut out so they don't actually say it, and it's Spider-Man movie Project 3.
That makes sense. Yeah, they wouldn't want to spoil it for people, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna put in Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield because I feel like that's a lot to put in for a third movie, but that would basically put it on like an Avengers level movie, trying to be like, okay, you got Doctor Strange, you have him, you have Daredevil, also apparently you have Doc Ock.
Oh yeah, there's rumors about that, huh?
You got apparently. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, so wait, let's finish up with Doc Ock. Because we were saying that the villains, say what you want about the Tobey Maguire, but the villains were like very good. Because honestly, dude, William Dafoe as the Green Goblin, amazing. Because he could be like, I'm something of a scientist myself. To I'm gonna kill Mary Jane, you know, and it's like, holy shit, he grabbed the grandma and gave her a fucking heart attack, like, you know. But I don't know that, and even honestly, even Sandman looked pretty good, but. I don't know. I like mostly all of them. It's just Venom. Keep him as Tom Hardy because Tom Hardy's "We Are Venom" has been like way better, honest. Even though the accent, but yeah, it's been pretty good, honestly. Yeah. But I mean,
I still think they can do it because I mean, you know, Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse literally had no setup. And they had to introduce like 3 new characters from scratch. And this one, if they play off the existing movies, I could try to make it work.
I guess so. But I mean, like, because you don't really need, I feel like you don't really need a setup for that one just because it's like, you kind of go in knowing what it's going to be already because it's like, okay, it's a one-off movie, Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse. Like, I mean, one-off so far because supposedly they said sequels and stuff. But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they plan one-off immediately because they're like, we just have to contain all this craziness into one movie. And so, I mean, you know, they're like, we know what's gonna happen. It's into the Spider-Verse, into the multiverse, into the Spider-Verse, and so we're gonna have all these crazy Spider-Man people, Spider-Pig, Spider-Ham, and you know the Japanese one and everything. And that was the whole shtick of it. But it was still at the main point, someone becoming Spider-Man. You know,
yeah.
At the end of the day, because it
was still an origin story for Miles.
Exactly. Yeah. But we are like, you know, since this one, it's already more established. You don't need to establish anything because you know Tom Holland is Spider-Man. Most people are already familiar with, let's say, if the other Spider-Man are even there, most people are familiar with him. And most people already know Doc Ock and all the other, some of the biggest, like obviously the biggest villains and stuff like that. So it'd be pretty cool. And honestly, it'd be cool. Imagine if Kingpin came back as the Netflix actor, Vincent D'Onofrio or something like that. But
yeah,
he was so good as Kingpin.
Okay, so 2 things. First, wouldn't like all of that make it easier to make this one a Spider-Verse movie? Because people already have some familiarity with all the other Spider-Man, and especially since after the Spider-Verse, people kind of know about the Spider-Verse. Since the Miles Morales Into the Spider-Verse, wouldn't it make it easier for this one to like have everything, like to have the movie play out in a Spider-Verse type of way? Because everyone already knows the actors, everyone already knows the villains, everyone already knows the setup more or less, and everyone has been introduced to the concept of a Spider-Verse with Into the Spider-Verse, and that was like a box office hella success. So many people already know about that entire thing. It's not like it's not like we're going off of like relatively obscure 1973 Into the Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah, it's not anything like that. Like in the Flash, how they got the 90s Flash to play, and people were like, why does he look familiar? And then it's like, if you Google it, turns out he was the Flash in the 90s, and haha. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it would be pretty cool because people were saying it's an easy way to get Doc Ock in by saying, oh, you know, the portal that he like threw in, it actually transported him. It wasn't just drowned in there, and you know, and it's like, how do you explain the time jump? Well, obviously they can just show him like teleporting in with like, let's say he teleports in, and he's like, you don't know that, Alan. You didn't see him die. Did you touch his dead body? I didn't think so.
No.
Okay.
Did you feel the jizz liquiding into his hands?
Exactly. He was just unconscious in the water. Imagine he gets up and then the hands are performing CPR on him, and he's like, where is he? And he's in the past, right? And then he just like, he has to go into hiding and stuff, and then he comes out when he sees like, Spider-Man. He's like, that's not the Spider-Man I know. And then
it's an imposter.
Exactly, right? Or he does.
And that's why he becomes. That's why he starts fighting him, dude. Disney, hire us.
Honestly,
this is our pitch for Disney.
Honestly, or even if they didn't, even if they just threw him in and was like, he's just Doc Ock, deal with it. The part in the back is retconned. It's like, I'm totally okay with that, honestly, because remember how they said if there's a multiverse, anything can happen. So remember, it's like George Washington was the same person across the multiverse with like slight variations or whatever. So why would
Soviet Russia?
Exactly. Why would we expect him to look any different if he's technically the same person, just a different multiverse? You know, he'd be like, oh, hello there, Peter. And it's like, I'm very interested in your work and whatever. And then they just reintroduce him as just new Doc Ock, and that's it. You know, it wouldn't even matter, honestly.
Here's one thing though. I feel like here's my second thing. If they have both like the Kingpin and all the other Doc Ock people, like unless they do something like they did in the '90s show where it's Kingpin getting all these like
hiring
like super big villains. Yeah, hiring the Sinister Six. I really do feel that like adding the Kingpin in on top of the Spider-Verse stuff really would bloat the movie to the point where it's like, because they're very different storylines. Like usually a Kingpin storyline is very like down to earth, grounded, like friendly neighborhood Spider-Man type of stuff. And then the Spider multiverse is like literally cosmic scale. Like in the comics, there's a Spider-Man that literally has the power of the universe, like in him. And like, you know, like it's way too like grandiose of scale when compared to like, let's beat up these thugs.
But that's true, because I feel like, you know, after the Avengers level threat, because that was the whole point of the second movie, where it's like we have to create an Avengers level threat to try and get attention, but it's like, where do you go from there, you know? After literally half the universe came back and stuff like that. But I mean, that would be another cool way to do it, where it's like it's interdimensional now. And it's funny because Morbius was supposed to come out July 31st, 2020. It was supposed to come out literally like 5 months ago, and then it just got delayed to March 19th, 2021. It's like, damn, you know. But
yeah, fucking COVID, man.
Honestly, dude, what? Dumb. It says
what?
Okay, no, I think it's a rumor, because it says Morbius uses Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, not Tom Holland's MCU version. I don't know.
Wait, what?
I think this has to be a mistake. Oh, I think they messed up. Oh
yeah. Apparently Jamie Foxx is also returning as Electro. Yeah. So
I saw
that's
that.
The thing.
No. But because the thing is, okay, they messed up because it was so it's a picture of Spider-Man going like this, and then it says murderer, but it's literally like it's the wrong Spider-Man. Like, okay, let me just show you.
Yeah, just fucking send it in the Discord.
Honestly.
I don't like guessing. Does it look like I can think? I don't have a brain.
Yeah, like look at this. This doesn't make any sense. Oh, you see it, right? Yeah. So that was featured in the Morbius trailer, and of course you see it's literally just. I mean, it's Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. It's not like So it's like, I don't know, you know, but. And then Vulture.
That would have been pretty cool though. Like if they slowly introduced the other Spider-Man, like introduced Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Morbius, and have him be like going on in the background while the main plot focuses around Morbius, and then like have something else, like another movie. 'Cause what other Spider-Man property? Like in Venom or something, or Carnage, I think it was the second Venom thing called. Have like Tobey Maguire, no, not Tobey Maguire, fucking Andrew Garfield Spider-Man running around in the background or something, or like a newsflash or something like that. And then go into Spider-Man, MCU Spider-Man 3, and then have them all join up. That I think that sounds actually kind of cool, to me at least.
True.
But like no direct introductions to any of them, just like cameos like this in the background of other properties, and then just
throw them in there.
Yeah, and there's.
But also, it's cool how Daredevil is going to be in there. Well, because, okay, so I was saying with Daredevil, supposedly it's a good source because they're like, this guy hasn't been wrong before, even though it's technically still rumor because no one's officially confirmed it, right? But yeah, the guy was saying like, oh, he got it from an anonymous source, whatever, that Charlie Cox's Daredevil is coming back. And I'm like, oh, it's so good, honestly, because he was such a good Daredevil too in the Netflix series. And it'd be cool.
Dude, all those were perfectly cast.
Honestly, like, okay. No, I can't think of one I didn't like because Luke Cage, awesome. Punisher,
perfect.
May I ask you something, Red? Punisher. Every time he'd always be doing the head rub things, going, "Let me ask you something, Red." Whenever we talk to him, and honestly, they're all very good.
They were all perfectly cast. I think all those were like really good choices for those those characters, perfect character casting thing. I can't think of someone else better. Like for any, even like the more like I don't know, even like for what was her name, Sky or whatever the fuck.
The lady.
Yeah, the lady.
Yeah, from Daredevil, right?
The Hand. Yeah, the basically the leader of the Hand.
Oh, wait.
She was called Sky, no?
Iron Fist. Let's find out. Iron Fist. He was. I don't know. Hand leader. Elektra? She was the new leader of the Hand.
Yeah, Elektra, yeah. Why was I thinking it was Sky?
I don't know, I was like Sky. I was like, was it Elektra? But I was trying to find something.
I think maybe no, she's not called Sky either. I don't know where I got Sky from. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Huh. Damn, they were bringing people back to life. Those are good times.
Yeah, good times. Bringing people back. Speaking of that, I saw this theory because you know how technically the TV shows are still in the MCU. Mm-hmm. Technically speaking,
because they've mentioned the event.
Because they've mentioned the Avengers. No, but like specifically, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, yeah, directly, of course.
So Uatu, the Watcher, is in there, right? And so I think they did the storyline where like original Sin storyline, kind of, where it's like Nick Fury kills the Watcher or kills a Watcher, and then hides his body. And so I think that's what ended up like. Oh, well, spoilers, I guess, but maybe not because I have no idea because I haven't finished watching any of it since like season 3.
I haven't seen
Apparently they used his like blood and body to like to bring back Coulson back to life using Project Tahiti or some shit. And so people are saying like they should give the same treatment to Tony Stark, Iron Man, like internal consistency.
Nah.
But it's like, I mean, in the comics, of course they would do some shit like that because outside reasons aren't there. Because, like, obviously, how do you call it? Robert Downey doesn't want to do Iron Man anymore. Mm-hmm. So, you know, like that. But inside, even like internal consistency, like not speaking of all the extra stuff, like Robert Downey Jr. not wanting to do Iron Man anymore. Like, I don't even think that would be a good idea. It kind of like to bring them back using Project Heat. Like, it's a good way to introduce like the shows into the big screen, but like, in general.
Because remember, supposedly you can't undo that kind of death. So if it was death by the stones, there's no way to reverse that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think you can't undo the, like, if you kill something with the stones. But I mean, it was the backlash, the energy that killed him.
But then why didn't Hulk just grab the stones and bring him back then?
True.
Exactly. You can't. I mean, I'm pretty sure they can't. But
because Hulk was already injured too, because he had used the stones earlier.
Then why didn't Thor do it or someone? You know, like they had so many people.
Well, I mean, true. But wouldn't that just to use the stones? Wouldn't it just be in the same place? Like then Thor would die.
The Thor is literally a god. What do you mean? He's stronger than Hulk, so he would survive.
Not at the time, because of the depression that he had. He wasn't strong enough to handle the stones. That's why Hulk did it in the first place.
I guess.
If not, they would have just if it was that easy to use the stones, then how do you call it? Then Thor would have just used it instead of Hulk in the first place.
Well, they told him
Hulk uses the stones.
Yeah, because they told him he was in no shape to do it, but that's of course because of his mental state. But once he saw that it was reversed, and that Thanos is dead, I'm pretty sure that he's going to be a little bit cheery and be like, "Do not worry, we'll bring him back," and then just So I don't know.
I don't know. Interesting conundrums.
I'm trying to see how they brought him back.
How they brought back Agent Coulson?
Let me see. So it's not Uatu the Watcher, it's someone else. It says,
yeah, but it was a Watcher. It was a Watcher that got killed. I think.
No, it says he was a chronicom anthropologist. I don't know. Advanced and kind of synthetic semi-robotic beings. So no,
from an ancient Kree corpse that Shield had discovered in the past.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. And yeah, the Tahiti project was meant to be used on an Avenger, on a dead Avenger.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. It was created to be made to bring back dead Avengers.
Oh, I see it. Captain America, Iron Man, those Avengers, those are the ones.
Yeah, no, those are the ones. Yeah.
Damn.
So with Tony Stark dead, it'd be really interesting if they tried to use Tahiti to bring him back, even if it doesn't work. Like just trying to use it.
No, I don't think they would though. But
and then bringing back a zombie and then starting Marvel Zombies on the big screen.
Dude. No, but technically that's an infinite loop because it was Marvel Zombies was just what's his name? The Star guy?
The Star with an S. Sentry.
Sentry. There we go. I was like Star guy. Sentry.
The guy with the power of 10,000 exploding suns.
Exactly. You mortally wound him. Whew. Yeah. I think it was Hulk that bit him or something like that. Because Hulk was the only one who could get him.
Bite him.
Yeah.
But also, how do you call it? Also, I didn't really like Marvel Zombies. Like, unpopular opinion. I really didn't like it.
Why not?
I don't know. I just it didn't mesh well with me. I way more preferred DC's zombie apocalypse.
Deceased was so cool, dude. Yeah. When it was so sad when he's like, son, I have to go because like the Flash bit him, and then he's like, and then he's just starts flying away. He's trying to leave and escape, and then he's like, he's gonna die, and then he doesn't, and I'm like, oh, like because you know how he's like, if he gets away from the sun, he'll shrivel up, but he didn't in time, and I was like, no. So,
oof.
Wonder Woman 1984 will have a post-credit scene. Oh yeah, also. Okay, well we'll get to this in a second, but okay, let's finish up with Daredevil. So Daredevil would be pretty cool.
Charlie Cox.
As like him coming in as like the lawyer being like, I'm here to defend my client, blah, blah, blah. Because, you know, they're being like, oh, he's a murderer and stuff. And it's like, that's slander or whatever. But also, I feel like they could just...
It's not slander, it's libel.
A libel, whatever. I don't know, dude. You think I know law? Come on.
Wait, no, actually it was slander because he said it, he spoke it over the airwaves.
Exactly. Libel is written. I was right the whole time. I do know law. Fuck yeah. Could have been
I'm a lawyer now.
Exactly.
You like write a degree on crayon. Just
case dismissed.
That was easy.
That is like... That's my gal.
You got it to work again?
Yeah, that's funny. It broke and then I got it to work again. Dude, I've literally had this for like 9 years or something like that.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
Holy shit. Wait, let me see what copyright date it has on it. Because I can't see because there's a bunch of battery acid.
It's fine.
That sounds safe. Let me see. No, it doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure they still sell them, but
yeah, they probably do. It was just like a gimmick thing.
But I remember I got it because I had like a Staples gift card from somewhere, and then that's you, the little potato. That's funny.
Yeah. This is what I have on my Twitch streams. I just have it like right here, sitting on my coffee cup.
Nice.
Just kind of staring at the camera.
Oh yeah, they do. Of course, they sell it. Duh, at Staples. The easy button is $8.99. Yeah, I remember. I literally had like it was like a $5 gift card, something like really shitty, right? And then I paid like the other $3 or whatever for it, and like as a kid, you're like $5. Oh, that's a lot of money.
That was easy.
What do you mean as a kid? Right now, I'm like, I could have like $30, and I'd be like $5.
$5 out of $30.
Am I sure I want this?
Honestly,
am I sure?
This crunchy Doritos Supreme wrap from Taco Bell is only $5. I think I'm gonna get 7.
Yeah.
It's only $5. That's so cheap. I'll get 20 of them. That's how they get you, dude. Honestly, they're like, yeah.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! It's like,
dude, I can't want.
So screw capitalism.
Oh no, let's get right back to it.
Let's get right
screw
back
capitalism.
To
On another note, I can't wait to watch Wonder Woman 1984.
Right?
Okay, so we got Kristen.
No. Well, how do you call it?
It's Cheetah. Yeah.
So one thing that really does annoy me about like that whole like joking about that shit, everyone uses like Cuba or something as like the Soviet Russia as like a prime example for communism, but no one ever uses like or like Venezuela for socialism and communism. But no one ever uses Venezuela.
Venezuela. Oh no, that's not the kind of swell you want.
But no one ever uses that like that country that turned from socialism to capitalism, and then they had to send the UN army troops to quell like different rebellions because of capitalism. Started a whole bunch of pyramid schemes because the natural state of capitalism is pyramid schemes. So honestly, if you have just basically no socialism, you end up with just a country made up of pyramid schemes. So then no one ever uses that as an example for capitalism because, you know, it's kind of, I just find it incredibly hilarious.
Honestly.
Oh, okay. Wait, was
Albania. It was Albania. Yeah, that's Albania. Hilarious. The rise and fall. This was in 2000, well, before 2000. During 1996 to 97, Albania was convulsed by a dramatic rise and collapse of several huge financial pyramid schemes. That's hilarious.
No one ever uses Albania, and it's because on some level they understand that those extreme examples aren't like what we intend to happen, but they don't care as long as it's not representing their side. It's just hilarious.
You want half?
No, I'm good. Alan's over here offering me food, and I'm like, no. No, I'm good. If you speak Mexican to me, it's not going to make me want it more, Alan.
If it prove your Mexicanism, Andres. He's trying to make you prove your Mexicanism.
So down for King Taco. Burrito. Al Pastor burrito from King Taco.
What time do you have to go to sleep?
9:45.
Just come with me after podcast.
I have to do a meeting with class and stuff, so yeah, it's a whole thing.
All right, you were saying?
Sorry. We'll just edit that part out. Just cut immediately to me going. Right. And so Albania, Albania, why the pyramid schemes grew. So they were under rigid communism from 1945 to 1985, right? So they were basically cut off from outside influences and information, and they barely began the transition to capitalism in 1991. So damn, the country had been reduced to desperate poverty because of communism, first of all, and then they started transitioning to a market economy, and it was successful, but the financial sector reform was very limited. So there were 3 state banks which held 90% of the deposits. And let's see. That's not relevant. How the schemes operated. Oh, basically they just attracted investors by offering very high returns. And then they just did that, like a basic one. They're like, come and invest. And then Albania.
They just ran Ponzi schemes. Exactly. They just ran Ponzi and pyramid schemes. And then, well, I think technically a Ponzi scheme is when you don't have a product. And then a pyramid scheme is when you do. And that's the only difference between them. If you're selling like a tangible item, it's a pyramid scheme. If you're not, it's a Ponzi scheme.
Technically, if you're selling something, it's multi-level marketing. See, there's several levels of the pyramid. Shit, I mean the 3D triangle.
The interconnected web of social.
See, people make a lot up here, and then oh fuck, I'm making a triangle, aren't I?
Oh fuck.
Honestly,
ignore that,
dude. Like, there's so many people that call in, and they're like, "Hey, so I signed up for a free trial of Amway or like Lululemon or like all those pyramid schemes." And they're like, and they started just charging me. So I want to go ahead and that's fraud. And in my head, I'm like, that's not fraud. You gave them your financial info, right? Like you gave them your debit card and then you didn't, like it's dumb, right? Like they said, I signed up for this first month product, but then I didn't order another one, but they sent it to me anyway and they charged me for it. And I'm like, you don't know what a subscription is, do you? And they're like, no, I don't. And so they're always like, you have to block them. But there's so many people that have to block, so many companies, so many people that call in to go, can you block this and this pyramid scheme? And it's like every day that they'll be like, yeah, so I didn't authorize that. I need to get that charge canceled. And you know the usual, go ahead and just cancel that charge for me. And I'm like, here's the big old cancellation button right here. You're right. Let me just go ahead and press that and your worries are gone. Like, no, you retard. That's not how it works. You gave them your financial info. You probably just signed something that you didn't even read. They're going, oh, they'll charge you for 1 month, $13.99. Okay. And then the bottom says, if you do not cancel after 7 days, we're going to start charging you $29.95. So many people with porn bills on there that are like, this is fraud. I've never ordered this after the 99-cent trial has expired.
Mm-hmm.
Al pastor.
Sure.
And it's and all the time, dude. Like, oh, this guy was like, is there any way to delete transactions off of my thing? And he's like, is there any way to delete transactions? And it was like a bunch of OnlyFans charges. And I'm like, oh, buddy, you're going to be in trouble when La Esposa hears this. And then he's like, yeah, I need to go ahead and just, take these charges off my account. And I was like, oh, well, there's no way to take them off, because they will always appear on the statement. And he's like, oh, okay. And if someone else is a co-owner on the account, can they see my same statement? And I was like, yeah, they can. And I could hear like, it was silence, but I could hear him going like, oh my God, I'm getting a divorce. He didn't say it, but it was palpable. It was there, literally.
Oh man,
yeah, it was crazy.
So keep separate credit cards. At least keep one separate for all your naughty business.
You make a fake one. There's so many services where you can just create a fake gift card of like $5. Pornhub charges you 99 cents. Exactly. What's the fake one?
The one I use is Revolut.
There was another one. It was like Cash something. I forgot what it was. Here, Alan. I think it was just called like Cash.
Any of those like Cash, any of those like transaction facilitators, Cash App, fucking Zelle. They all have like this service where you create like just throw away debit cards.
Yeah. No, I don't
or credit cards.
Honestly though, but yeah, it's so easy, but people are so dumb. I mean, you would assume people would know, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people just don't know about those services.
I was gonna say, like, a lot of these people aren't tech literate. That's the thing.
Why do you think they're calling me in the first place, dude? If customers weren't complete fucking morons, 99% of the calls would be not here. I've literally made bingo with the most common scenarios. I think I sent it once where I was like, I got bingo today. Okay. So here are the options for the bingo card, right? Because these are the most common scenarios.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to read them off. It's 25 options. Well, 24 because there's a free space in the middle, right? But I said the free space should be it's my money, I want it today. But I surprisingly, I haven't heard it as much. So I left in the free space, right? So it's here are the options for bingo. What do you mean processing? Go ahead and cancel that payment. My password isn't working, which 9,000% of the time is just they've put in something wrong. There's no blocks, or if they're just too lazy to click the forgot password, sends it right to their email, and then they just reset it from there instead of going, I was on hold for an hour and now I need to reset my password. And I'm like, okay, there you go. It's reset. This is your new password. It was that easy? Then why do you have me on hold for so long? And I'm like, well, because you're a fucking retard, and apparently you can't read what's immediately below the options, but that's another problem. The fourth option is no answer, which is just, I'll be like, hey, you called Bank of America, how can I help you? And then just, hell, if someone is speaking, I cannot hear you. Can you still hear me? Thank you for calling Bank of America. Your call is important for us. You can return it later. And then just hang up. Yeah. And I used to take like 40 seconds to do that, but I've been able to cut it down to 25 now. So that way I'm like, if I hear a little rustle at the end, I'll go hang up. I'm like, I'm not dealing with that shit.
No, fuck that.
Honestly, dude. And
you got 25 seconds to do this.
Oh, I just thought of another thing I could probably add, but I mean the spaces are full, but I can probably just add another one and just delete one of the ones that doesn't get told that much. But another option should be, can you call me back? Yeah, I was waiting for a call back, but no one called me back after the call cut off. And I'm like, we don't do that automatically. Like, Like if a call drops when I'm in the middle of something, I'm just like, okay, fuck it, next customer, I don't care. That's it. Like I'll be talking, or they'll be talking to me like, sí, es que, okay, deja ver. So lo que sabes, and then the next call just comes in. I'm like, okay, whatever. Thank you for calling Bank of America. And I'm just next. That's it.
Not my problem.
That's it. So, I have the.
Oh no! You know what you should do? You should go 10,000% nerd, and you should make an Excel spreadsheet denoting every single time one of the options, one of like the various options, like you encounter one of the various options, and then choose the most
like,
ones.
Data is beautiful on Reddit or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
r/data is beautiful.
Honestly. So the next option in the bingo is, I made a Zelle transfer, but I want to cancel it. And like you can't cancel them because when you send them, it literally says in the terms and conditions, send this only to people you know. But people will be like, I cashed a check for $4,000. Then I sent $2,000 back to that person through Zelle, and then the check didn't go through. This is fraud. How could you not protect me from this? And I'm like, sir, no amount of explaining could protect you from the lack of brain cells that you had. And then, so the next option is transfer the call, which happens a bunch of times. So maybe I should put transfer the call as a free space, because you always have to do that, because sometimes they'll be like, hey, I want to apply for a credit card. Okay, not my department, next department, or whatever.
Yeah.
The next option is, this should be illegal. Oh, you didn't read the terms and conditions and now you're getting charged a fee? Wow, how illegal. Oh my God, yeah, got me. Fuck, man. You've outsmarted the banks. Congratulations, sir. You are the first person to ever say that to me. The next option.
You've upended the entire financial institution. Like, it's just
the stock market is in shambles because of those words. Yeah. Do you realize that?
You've spoken them into existence. You took the secret to a whole nother level.
The next option.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, here's one thing about that though. Here's one thing about that. See, look. That guy's obviously a moron. Whoever says that is an obvious moron, because it's common sense, even though common sense isn't that common, but whatever. But I really don't think like terms and conditions, like really like how often do you actually read the terms and conditions to anything?
I will do that if I'm opening up a financial document, because there's a ton of things that they don't tell you that are in that, right? But also the thing is, like, okay, when I applied for the credit card, I was reading the terms and conditions for the APR, because that's all that matters. Like, it was saying like privacy and your credit score can be reported. I'm like, okay, I don't care. And then I go, boom, APR. Okay, what's it gonna be? How long is the rate gonna last? Are there any additional charges? Because if it says upfront, there's no fees, and then a little asterisk, I'm like, what does that asterisk mean? No fees for how long? But I'll read the whole thing and say, okay, no fees. Because you have a credit, there's no fees at all on this credit card. The only fees you can ever get is if you have a late payment or interest charge. And I'm like, okay, how long is the APR? 24 months, 12 months, whatever. I'm reading that. I wouldn't just go in and be like, okay, there. Okay, give me my card, Because so many people do that where they'll be like, I wasn't told that I was going to be charged $12 a month for my bank account, because I've never been charged this before. Me looking into their account, they've been charged for like the last 3 years. I don't know what the fuck they're on, right? Because when you open it up, they give you a packet that says the basics, which is the monthly fees, how to avoid the fees. Like, it tells you all of the fee stuff on like the first page. So if you can't be,
I didn't get that.
Wait, for which bank? I don't know.
For my bank account for Chase.
Okay, I was gonna say, because remember, every bank is different. But I'm saying with us specifically, it's like, most of the fees and stuff are all on the first page. And also, I remember in Chase, at least, when they gave me a packet, it had they gave me like the packet with all the official paperwork, and then one with like the fast guide, and the fast guide was like, these are the fees and stuff like that, and the schedule of fees. It was a little pamphlet of the schedule of fees.
I didn't get a packet at all.
Then your banker sucks. No, yeah, because the personal banker guy, he was pretty chill and stuff, and he was like, okay, here's like all this stuff, and I don't know, he set me up pretty well. It might just depend, but for a fact, if you're going to be worried about fees, you should for sure. That should be the first thing you're checking when it's any kind of financial product. Always.
Oh yeah. Once I got tired of like noticing the fees, and because like I got the fee once or twice or something, and it ended up being overdraft. So I called in. I was like, please take off the overdraft fee and all this stuff. And the bank lady was like, okay, I'll take it off. And so they just took off all the fees for me. And I was like, okay, this isn't happening again. So I spent like an hour and a half, because they make it complicated to try to find where like what you need to not pay the fees. It turns out I need to have like $1,500 in my account at all times to not
daily,
to not get those,
or a direct deposit.
or a direct deposit of 1,000. So it was 1,500 for just standard in there, or a monthly deposit, a direct deposit of 1,000, something like that.
Yeah.
And to do all that, but that shit took like 3 hours to find. It was not easy to locate that.
Well, okay, for everyone listening, look for it. It always says schedule of fees. So if you go on Google and you go Wells Fargo schedule of fees, because I don't know why they call it the schedule of fees or fee schedule when it should just be fees, but you know, I don't know. Whatever, they just make it easier. So look for the schedule of fees. Wells Fargo, schedule of fees. Chase, Chase, Wells Fargo. Chase, schedule of fees. Bank of America, schedule of fees. Discover, everything. Because all their fees are available online all the time. But also, anytime it's any kind of financial info, if you're giving out your social security, you should at least check and be like, what are the fees associated with this account, you know? But I mean, honestly,
at the bare minimum.
Exactly. Because people always go, I was never told this. This is illegal. I've never been charged before. And I'm like, sir, it was on the packet that you got when you opened the account. Okay. So if you can't even just flip through it at the very least, you know, I know you're not going to read 3,000, the whole 30-page book report that they've written for you because you're like, I want to pay with a card now instead of cash. But at the very least, look at the fees, you know? But yeah, I don't know. People are dumb.
That's basically why I was like basically no card. I was like cash for like how many years?
A while.
Like you and Walter were like paying with like card every time we would go out to eat, and then I would just be there counting 20s like, fucking drug money.
Yeah, I was like, Edward, are you a drug dealer? And you'd be like, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then so the next option,
don't mind the white powder.
Honestly, the next option. Well, yeah. Why was I charged this fee? Another one is if the customer hangs up, because I've had it. So of course, this is going to happen all the time when I'm like, sir, no, I can't refund $300 in overdraft fees just because you want to. And they're like, what the this? And I'm like, okay. And then another one, can you just make the system do it anyway? Where I'm like, let's say they're verifying a check because it's the first time they've deposited a $5,000 check in their 30-day-old account. And they're like, well, you just have to do it now. Just allow it. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? I don't do anything. I read what the system tells me, and that's as far as it goes. That's all it does.
I'm literally just a human computer for your consumption.
Exactly. All because you're too fucking retarded to download the mobile app and check where it says it'll be available this day. But, you know.
Wait, so in that case, isn't it good that they're retarded? Because then if they weren't retarded, you wouldn't have a job.
Well, because, okay, so I was going to say, these are things that people can pretty much do, except there's like very specific things that you can't do. Like, let's say, okay, you can apply for a credit card online. You can apply for you can open an account. You can do basically everything, but you can't close an account. The only time people should be calling in is if they're trying to close an account. If it's something that they specifically cannot do by themselves, you know, online or something. If they need to verify a fraud transaction or something, because obviously if your account gets alerted, you're not just going to go through a mobile app. Okay, boop, I cleared my own card. You know, you have to call and be like, oh, you know, what's the suspicious thing? And they'll be like, $4,000 in Aruba, and you're like, that wasn't me. And then they go through the whole thing, right? If you're going to file a claim, if the online system didn't let you, because the online system lets you file claims, but sometimes, obviously, like always, there's just error in the system. It's like, oh, it wasn't letting me. Exactly. It's like, it wasn't letting me. I'm like, okay, I'll help you right now. Boom, easy.
If the ATM machine eats your money,
you can actually file a claim for that online too. Isn't that crazy? You
can?
Yeah, you form a billing dispute, and then you just you say, okay, it'll tell you what happened, and there was an ATM deposit that didn't post, and then boom, it's all available. It's crazy. It's all available because that is technically just a claim. But in that case, it's a manual. For us, it's a manual claim because when it's a regular claim, okay, let's say there's a $5 charge. I click on it. I go billing dispute. If there's no charge, I click billing dispute, and then it opens up another page, and I have to add it manually because obviously they don't have the information, right? Because there's no charge that appears, and that's why they're calling us because there's my $200 check isn't appearing. I just deposited it, and the ATM didn't give me anything. I'm like, okay, $200 done today. The last four of their card. What was the location? Boom, boom. Okay, we'll do the whole thing. You know. Everything's on the system. Oh, I got another story actually right now about this absolute fucking retard that kept me on the phone for an hour. My average call time is 3 minutes. 3 minutes. That's my average call time because I can get people what they need because I'm not going, hey, how's your day been? You know, I'm not like a dick or anything, but I'm going hey, how can I help you today? With that, definitely, let's get to it. This and this, boom. Okay, yeah, you're good to go. Does that sound good? Yeah, this was really quick. I can't believe it was so quick. And I'm like, yeah, okay, boom, next. And like I have the lowest time of everyone. So when a guy is bitching for 55 minutes, you know he's the problem very clearly. And you'll learn right now after we get through these things that people can go through. But basically, we would technically still have a job because there's still a bunch, like there's always shit to do at a bank. That's the craziest part. Like there's never a moment where I'm like, okay, I'm just going to chill for like 5 minutes. Like the longest break I've had was like 3 minutes in between calls. And that's when it was really slow, like really slow, you know? So yeah, then like they'll tell us like, hey, we know it's kind of slow right now. So just like look through and, you know, see if there's anything that needs to be done. And it's kind of like, if you can lean, you can clean, but like bank wise with bank jargon, you know, it's like that. But literally, I've been doing back-to-back calls for 8 hours for like the last month, ever since like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, because it's the holidays. So obviously everyone's calling in. Everyone's like, oh, I need to get this fixed. I need to get this, and or make sure that, oh, you know, it's the holidays. I'm trying to do this. I'm like, I understand, you know. But yeah, so like honestly, we would still have a job just because of how many people call, and just because of how many problems that they have that wouldn't even apply to, you know, oh, what's my balance? It's $200. Oh, okay, thank you. And that's it. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, you didn't really need to do that. Just download the mobile app and check. But, oh, I don't know about this technology kind of stuff, you know? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, once someone sets up the app, you just have to look at your phone and it unlocks. Like, I mean, you know, people with like iPhones because they have the Face ID, but with anything else, they just set up their fingerprint.
It has a Face ID too, I think.
Oh yeah, exactly. Everything, face recognition, boom, you unlock your phone and that's it. And they're like, no.
I mean, I don't have it set up because I don't like it. I really don't like it. But
yeah, honestly. And then
he probably that dude probably has like a fucking brick phone, just like hello.
Exactly. This is a flip phone, and he's just like, I sent a text with an authorization code to get into your account. Oh no. I don't know how to do that. I have to hang up, and I'm like, like, no, you don't, but okay. Because even you can multitask with the newest. Well, I don't want to say the newest. With like in the last even 10 years of flip phones, you can multitask with them, so it's not even like a problem. But honestly,
I don't know. I stopped paying attention to flip phones when I stopped having them.
I'm still gotta sell them to the drug dealers who need them, dude. They would have come in Metro all the time, just like, here's $50 cash, give me the flip phone. I need it with Mexico calling. Boom, and I'll be like, okay, it's gonna be like this much, and they're like, and I'm like, gosh, doesn't matter. I add on all the accessories and like, boom,
Batman,
they walk
McDonald.
out. Yeah, they walk out exactly. What name do you want in the account? Batman McDonald's. Okay, you paid cash. I don't care. Honestly,
I'm charging you 30% for being a drug dealer.
Exactly. And they didn't give a fuck. Do they be like, really? That's cheaper than I thought. And in my head, I'm like, that's more expensive than you thought. This is more expensive than you'll ever know. Oh, good times.
Until you watch this podcast, and then all the drug dealers are going to be at your door.
No, not my door. But if you're going to any prepaid place, you're most certainly getting scammed. But you know, that's besides the point. The point is, customers are stupid. If they weren't stupid, luckily I'd still be in a job just because of all this stuff. Because honestly, the bank wants to make it harder for you to close your account, just because they don't want to be like, just click a button and cancel. Because imagine how many people be like, oh, the fucking app isn't working, cancel my account. And they're like, oh, you know.
Oh, so, dude, the reactionaries would just fucking
exactly, dude. Yeah. So there's still so many reasons to call in. So even without all these calls, I mean, like I said, 98% of them are just stupid people, but the other 10%, if we had nothing but those calls, we probably still would have like a lot of calls. It's too much. But okay, so the next one is customer closes account. Another bingo space right there. And it's the free space. Next one is a fraud claim, which people will go, AT&T charged me $200, but they said my bill was only be $100. That's fraud. And I'm like, that's not fraud because you authorized it and you didn't check the details of the whole thing. But you know, like, go ahead and be dumb, but whatever. Another classic. Why was my check held? It's always the same scenario. It's the first time they're depositing a $5,000 check, and they're like, the Prince of Nigeria gave it to me. You guys don't trust the Prince? Come on.
It's the Prince.
Exactly. The Fresh Prince of Nigeria. The next option is, I want a refund all the time. Even for shit like, not even for fees, but for shit where they'll be like, hey, I was charged $200 from AT&T and I want a refund. Like, this is stupid. Another one, of course, classic. This bank sucks. Classic. Another classic. a billing dispute, because people will always be getting up in the I didn't authorize them, blah blah, Lululemon, pyramid schemes, etc.
I think this bank sucks is the official like your job equivalent of my your prices are too high, and then just speed off while throwing dust into my face.
Dude, people are so fucking stupid. Your prices are too high. Okay, then go fucking buy them somewhere else at wholesale price, you fucking idiot. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, but like, because you know how like we sell our lamps to like other people that's also sell like we're kind of like a warehouse that kind of sells lamps at wholesale. How do you call it? Everyone else sells it more expensive than us, and we can be assured of that. So it's kind of like
you're literally buying from the source, and if they want it, they buy it from the source too. But if they're only buying one, they're of course they're not going to get the good price. You know?
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
Because every other seller that sells our lamps usually ends up buying it from us anyways. So they always have like an even larger markup. It's like something that we sell for like $30, someone else will sell for like 50. So when they tell us, "Oh, I bought this for like $5," we're like, "We know you didn't. We know you didn't. We don't get it for $5 from the source."
Every fucking time when they'll be like, "Well, Wells Fargo never charged me that," then go to Wells Fargo and see if I give a fuck, dude.
Wait, don't you work at Wells Fargo?
Me? No, I don't. It's Bank of America. You put a whole logo up. Remember?
Oh fuck.
Yeah, we should probably bleep that out. We should probably. Nah, it doesn't matter. Okay, so another classic is I said billing dispute, right? Oh yeah, it's my money. I want it today. You know, and that one kind of goes. Is that you beeping or is that me beeping?
Beeping.
What the heck is that beeping? I don't even know. I just heard like a beep. I don't know if it's Discord or something, but
is it this?
No, I heard like a bing. That's weird.
Oh, that's definitely Facebook. I don't know if it's on your side or on my end. I didn't hear it on my end, so it's probably on yours.
Oh, I saw what it was. Whoops. It was text now because my group chat, they were texting. That's why.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Let me see. Sorry. I was like, why am I getting so many pings? And it was just the group chat. Okay. There we go. I'm back. Okay. So.
The source of pure imagination.
Honestly, dude. Yeah. So it's my money. I want it today. Dumb people like, stupid people would be like, I was charged this incorrectly. Cancel it. Give me my money. It's my money. They're stealing from me. Give it to me today. It goes hand in hand with this should be illegal or like this is stealing. Another one was like, I got charged too many times. Go ahead and cancel the other ones. And I'm like, let me go ahead and polish off my cancel button. Here it is, you know.
That one is me.
Oh.
That last one is me. Because I've done that and my dad has done that his whole life and they always cancel it for us. So we're just like.
What are you doing, Edward? Stop enabling.
For us, it really has been just.
It's different, right?
Well, for our personal accounts.
Then I don't know how other banks work, but we don't have a big fat cancellation button just sitting there. Okay, then I'm just going.
For us, it has worked. For us, it has worked that way, where it's just like we just tell them tap that big red fucking button, and they're like, honestly, "Okay, sir."
I honestly though, what I think happened though, which would be easier to say, I'll go ahead and cancel those right away. You know, is sometimes what happens when like multiple charges will be charged, and it'll be like, okay, $13.99, and then they'll have. It'll say like at the very bottom, reversal $13.99, which is a refund because the first transaction failed, right? So since the transaction failed, it's already been refunded, right? So it'll be like, it should be a lot easier. It should be way easier to just be like, oh, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and cancel this. And yet you'll see it reflected within 72 hours. When in reality, I didn't do anything and the reversal is going to cancel that second charge anyway within 72 hours. You get me? Because if a reversal enters the same day that a charge does, it's going to cancel that transaction. That's why sometimes you'll see like a hold on your account. And if you cancel with like, let's say Amazon, the hold will just fall off. Transaction disappears. You don't see it go $47 charged and then $47 refunded after that. It's just cancels, right? Because the transaction's being canceled. But I have so many problems with that, trying to explain that to customers. I'll be like, hey, you know, it's going to cancel. Don't worry. Oh, but I don't see the money back and the transaction's still there. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, give me my money back. And I'm like, next time I'm just going to be like, yeah, I'll go ahead and cancel that.
That was easy.
And you'll see it within 72 hours reflected on the account. No need to worry. And they're like, oh, okay. Honestly, I think I'm just going to do that. But
yeah, honestly,
probably.
Honestly, as long as you don't get in trouble with superiors, that sounds like a much easier way to handle it.
It literally does. And then honestly. So the other one is what is my balance, which is of course it's a classic. I gotta include it in the bingo card. And then I keep trying to overdraft, but it won't let me when they're like negative 500 with like 3 overdrafts. And I'm just like, you can't take money out of the ATM machine. But last time it let me. So why is it not letting me? What's broken? And I'm like, nothing is broken, sir.
Your brain.
Yeah, your brain is broken. Like, honestly, but it used to let me take out $1,000. I overdrafted like 30 times in the last like 90 days. So why wouldn't it let me? And I'm like, it's because you overdrafted like 30 times in the last 90 days. That's why it's not going to let you. Like, sir, like, señor, por favor.
What do you want me to say?
Honestly,
what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I can't just give you money. I only get paid like $19 an hour. You know, yeah.
Exactly. Now, I just noticed
I have paid enough to deal with your bullshit.
I'm so dumb, but I can now add another thing to here because I have customer closes account twice by accident. So I'm going to edit that. I just noticed it's the very last one and we already talked about it. So, and then of course, another classic, I want a manager, or you can't do that. Then transfer me to someone who can. And it's like, you're not understanding the basic fundamentals, sir. Like the system says no, it's going to say no. Okay.
It's not your problem. It's not your problem.
Honestly,
if they say to transfer you, just...
Honest. I wish it were that easy, though. That's the thing. Because they're like, you guys have to own the calls and really own what happens. We don't want to make it sound like it's a cold, emotionless system. We want you to take responsibility. So make it sound like you're the one making the decisions. And I'm like, no, because then they're just going to be like, well, if you can't do it, then who can? And then I have to explain to them again 30 times. And I'm going to be on the call for like another 30 minutes. It's stupid.
Yeah, that responsibility is manager responsibility. You're not getting paid manager salary.
It's not like it's not even manager responsibility. It's bank responsibility. The bank is responsible because they're the ones who make the fees.
Like they're the ones making the decisions. Like that's usually delegated by the managers. That's manager income responsibility. That's not baseline first person customer service responsibility.
The manager isn't making the policies. It's the bank making the policies. So it's 100% the bank's fault. But it's actually 100% the customer's fault. They didn't read the terms and conditions. It's their fault. Fuck them.
Yeah, it's their fault. Fuck them.
Honestly. Fuck them. And then another classic.
We're the customers, and then we're like,
exactly. Another classic. This bank.
We're the customers.
Exactly. The classic. This bank is stealing from me, and it's like, no, it's not stealing. You're just stupid. Honestly, people are just dumb. But yeah. I ranted for pretty much the entire last time, and that's broke till Friday.
What? Oh, fuck.
He must be playing Warzone. All right. Yeah. Is that anything else? That's pretty much it for bingo. I'll save the story for next time because the story makes me boil with anger. So there's enough. I got to stop yelling for one day.
There's enough.
Exactly.
Oh.
And I guess we'll talk about the Mandalorian next time too, because the child.
We didn't know it was Mandalorian.
Spoiler alert: the child was stolen. What the fuck? They destroyed the Razor Crest, but it was a genius move to destroy the Razor Crest. Now they release a new one. Merchandise. It's merchandising. That's where the real money is. The Lego one, everyone already bought the first one. It's been a year. Everyone has it. And then next they'll be like, ooh, the new Razor Crest 2 now in Lego.
2.0. Now with shiny, imagine they make Beskar, a Razor Crest out of Beskar.
It'd be indestructible. Nah, I don't think they would, but that'd be crazy.
No, it'd be too heavy. Because it's like iron.
Yeah. Oh well. That's broke till Friday.
We're broke till Friday. Goodbye, my friends. We'll see you next week. Now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday. Goodbye, my friends. We'll see you next week. And now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday.